Greetings, welcome back. Now we're up to the stage for the moon being the scout planet. And each planet has its own particular narrative. That's one thing. But what I enjoy is that you can actually take that and use the story of the moon. The moon is interesting because when you're using it, um, I do look at the progression or the secondary progression of the moon and tritionary, but we'll, that's a little bit further up, but it's not necessary to go to that. I just enjoy doing the exploratory and looking at different, perspectives, how it's unlaid or laid out rather. And this is the moon again, getting back to when to get a little off subject. And the moon as a vocational is one thing. But let me just say this again for those who may just been watching this one video and haven't looked at the prior. There are prior videos that how we determine um, the planet that's ahead of the sun. And this, and briefly, it's like looking at this as the race or finish line. Who's going to get to that line first? And obviously, A will be there first before the middle of the sun or B. Okay. So that's one way of looking at it. There are exceptions when you're looking at something that's a very close conjunction, then it gets to another level. Um, so that was actually a question. I believe that was from PZ Astrology, and thanks and credit for that. And a great question. And getting back to so the moon, you're going to have factors with the moon. The moon is also, this is again one of the intuitive planets. So you may have already a early, and moon can represent as it is the home and the family and the house where you're growing up or apartment, that the mother as well. So there, and the moon does reflect towards the past, but now you're looking, it does reflect also key public. So a person with a vocation will be something that would be much more agreeable for that individual of working or being in front in the public. So don't be surprised. You may have job or living or currently working at a job, and it may have this already characteristics in there because these are certain things that are called, that you can use it as the term of birth promise or the geometry of how it works. um Planetary order in this respect, this is another thing. So that's an interesting concept, and when they'll probably get a little bit more in-depth video to kind of expound on that. So that's at that point. So also, um, public women can be also a influential. Now, this could be also family members because of the moon representing the family, but the mother, or you may inherited something that the mother may you could use as a career choice. So you look at it like that there. So and then we're looking at this phases of the moon when they're having the moon ahead, the eclipse cycles will come into play. So 18 years or so, you will see eclipse repeat themselves. So it's a cycle in and out. That's just one thing. We also have the moon and the sun in progression secondary. So I'm just leading this down there as if it sounds a little weak, just stick with us and you can actually look these things up on the internet. So secondary progressions and so forth. Excuse me. So in that, I just want to close with that. You can look at this now. The moon can be also localized too. So, that can be a thing. And anything dealing with I'm going to say caring products. So that could be one thing too as well. Hospitalities is another interest, of respect too. So you get to understand.